Good morning. I'm Cheryl Osburn-Adams, and I have the privilege and the honor to share with you memories of two members of Bucksmont who had a particular impact on our religious education program. The first person I wanted to remember with you is Dave High. Dave was a great guy. Professionally, he was a videographer. He was a lifelong UU. He was divorced and had primary custody of 3 sons. And he came to Bucksmont, like so many of us, looking for community and religious education for his kids. And his youngest son and my daughter were in the same grade. So Dave and I team taught in religious education for a number of classes. And he probably wasn't well known at Bucksmont to many of the people upstairs, because pretty much when he was at Bucksmont, he was downstairs in the religious education program. He died suddenly in 2012, and it hit me really hard. He'd become my friend as well as my team teacher. But I know that Bucksmont kids, when they sit around the campfire and remember Sunday school, Dave's going to be one of those cool teachers that they're going to remember. And the other person I get to share my memories with you about is Jeff Bredenberg. Jeff was a journalist turned author. And when his science fiction series didn't make the mint he'd hoped for, he turned to editing and writing books. He is the author of many books in the series How to Cheat. For example, he wrote How to Cheat at Gardening and How to Cheat at Cleaning. And his authorship of those books earned him appearances on The Rachel Ray Show and Letterman, which was very cool to watch. But to us at Bucksmont, Jeff was the co-leader of the youth group when I was serving on the religious education board. And my son was in the youth group then, and he loved youth group. He loved Jeff. He loved the co-teacher, Tom Long. It was a free-flowing, youth-led, curriculum-free program that used to give the religious education board headaches sometimes, but it was well attended and the kids loved it. In 2007, Jeff was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and he handled the surgery and the radiation with grace and determination. And in 2009, our Sunday service committee approached him to see if he would do a service for the congregation about going through a health crisis and the spirituality with that. Unfortunately, in 2009, his brain tumor recurred. But Jeff was determined to fulfill his obligations, and he kept his word, and he spoke at Bucksmont in January of 2010. And you know how there's services at Bucksmont that you'll never forget? That service with Jeff was definitely one of them for me. I may not be able to recall his words, but what I do recall was Dina Condren was the worship associate working with him. And by then, Jeff was declining, and Dina could reach up and just invisibly and so gently redirect Jeff and get him back on target. And it was such a meaningful service. And Jeff titled his service How to Cheat at Dying. However, about a few weeks after the service, Jeff did pass away, leaving his son Adam and Colin and his wife Stacy to grieve. Stacy, who is a journalist also, ironically a medical reporter at the Philadelphia Inquirer, wrote stories about going through the process also with Jeff and hospice, and shared those with the entire Delaware Valley. She's been busy writing about coronavirus lately, but seeing her name pulls me back and brings me back memories of Jeff and the impact he had on his family and on us at Bucksmont. Thank you.